So today, let's see if we can figure out why this gun didn't just go off. So the first and most important reason as to why this didn't go off is that it is in fact empty. I mean, I'm not crazy enough to do this with live ammo, but modern firearms aren't supposed to go off when you drop them. So what actually does make them drop safe? Well, we're going to take a look at a few of these different pistols here, and I'll show you exactly what's going on in there that stops that. Now, there are a number of different things that make all of these drop safe. What I'm going to do is just show you some of the more common ones here that we have in all of these different pistols. I'm going to take the slides off of all these so I can demonstrate. So I've got the slides here from the Smith & Wesson Sigma, the Bersa Thunder 380, and the Sig P365. Now the thing that makes these all drop safe is going to be a little thing located right here, here, and here on each of these. Now the way that works is that this little thing here, which is actually spring loaded, it pops up, it can push down, and then it pops back out. After you push it there, that actually physically blocks the firing pin when it's in that pushed up position there that it's in. And you can see that as I push that if I push on this right here, I can't come full, it won't come forward more than that, but when I push down on that this has a full range of travel on it now. And you can also see right here that as I'm pushing it, that the firing pin actually is able to go through all the way. So what actually pushes this then? Well, that's something located here in the frame, and you can see this bit right here. As I pull the trigger, that actually rises up, and as that moves up, it comes into contact with that, pushes that block out of the way, and then the firing pin would be able to come forward. So basically, the only time the firing pin will be able to come forward is when the trigger is in fact pulled. We have a block that works the exact same way right there on the Bersa Thunder 380, and you'll see that the Bersa has a little piece right here that will pop up as the trigger is pulled. It's a very similar one here on the Sig P365, although it is a little bit different. Basically, this one is shaped to where this one actually blocks this piece right here and doesn't allow that to go forward until that's pushed. Then that can. And once again, you can see the firing pin poking at the front. And the P365 has a piece right here that will pop up when the trigger is pulled. Now, some of these, like the one here on the Sigma, is actually spring loaded so that it pops back down after the trigger is pulled and won't stay up, and also really can't be pulled up. I mean, it takes a lot of force to grab that and pull it versus the trigger, so that can't really pop forward very easily. Others, like the P365, can actually pop up and can actually go into that position just by jerking the gun around like that is enough to make it pop up. Now, that's also true with the Bersa Thunder 380. Now, that's not really a problem on either of these two because that doesn't have enough mass that it popping up there is never going to push the block out of the way. Now, that became a problem for some other firearms, such as the Sig P320, where they actually had enough force to pull it there. They also had issues that the impact of it hitting the ground could make the trigger go all the way back and engage if it hit just right. Now, you can see on the video here, me dropping the Sigma in slow motion, that it actually had enough force to start moving the slide back, but isn't enough to make the trigger fall on it. Now, what they ended up having to do with the Sig P320 was actually take a lot of mass off of the trigger so that it didn't have enough to fall back there. They also basically made the catch here that pushes the block up spring loaded so that it pops down and that it takes a lot of force where it has to purposely be pulled into place there, and also put another little notch on the sear there that would catch if it wasn't in the right position there. That's after they got a bunch of bad press about it actually going off when they were dropped. I don't know that it was happening that much, but they saw enough there that there was potential for it and made changes to the P320 to keep that from happening. Now we know on these modern pistols here that they've got these safeties on them there, but are there some pistols that don't have that? And actually, yes, there are in fact quite a few that do not have that little safety block on it there to stop it from going off. And I will show you that on this 1911 here once I get it taken apart. So you'll see that the 1911 does not have any type of thing like that on it there. And actually, if I were to take something and push that there, I can actually feel the firing pin right there poke out. So yeah, it doesn't actually have that. It's a 100-year-old design. You don't expect to have everything on it that a modern pistol has. So I'm not like a firearms engineer or a gunsmith or anything, but that's just my basic explanation of how these are drop safe. So if you found this video useful, you can give it a thumbs up and a like. You can also go down into the comments section and leave me some feedback on it, positive or negative. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, you can subscribe to my channel to make sure that you catch all the videos that I post and not miss anything. I'm Jeremy with Poindexter G, and we'll see you next time.